City Administrator Randy Reed, and welcome to the next edition of the Mauston Minute. We have another great guest with us today, Chris Carioscia. Chris is our fire inspector, one of our firefighters, and we've got a couple topics to cover today. Chris, do you want to tell us about the fire inspection program that you're in charge of?
Yeah, so the fire department is responsible for doing fire inspections for all businesses, commercial properties, the government buildings, as well as the schools. We are required to do fire inspections by the state of Wisconsin, and we also have a city ordinance for fire inspections, which we do enforce as well. Typically, I go out and I inspect places about every 6 months or so. Believe it or not, in our small city, I have quite a bit of inspections to date. Through September, I've done 499 inspections, which has produced about 411 violations.
Wow. So the purpose of the fire inspection program is public safety.
Correct.
It's not about the big arm of government reaching out. It's not about us creating revenue. It's just ensuring public safety.
Correct. A lot of times when I go into places to do an inspection, I'm like a set of eyes from the outside. People that come to work, they don't realize maybe an exit light's burnt out or their fire extinguishers are out of date, for example. And you know, I'm just another set of eyes. I come on in, I take a look at things, I let them know if there's stuff that we need to correct. And you know, I usually have very good cooperation from everyone. And I've been doing it now for, I don't know, about 10 years or so. So I think most people know me, and we've made a lot of progress over the years since I've been doing it.
So when you find a violation, you don't come in with a big hammer and knock people around right away. You
absolutely
give them advice. You help them figure out what they need to do.
And that's a big part of what I do. It's actually, besides doing the inspection, people ask a lot of questions because they're not aware. They don't know. We sometimes have businesses that open up and they don't realize that they have to have fire extinguishers, for example, or they can't use extension cords, you know, in the business like you can at home. You know, so a lot of it is really public education, and you know, and I spend that time when I do inspections. They ask questions, I give answers. If I don't have the answers, I will get back to them with those answers.
Great. And I think an important one, this was a new ordinance we passed recently where anytime someone renovates a commercial building or there's a new tenant that moves into a commercial building, that triggers the need for an inspection. Is that correct?
Absolutely. So I could perhaps go somewhere where I did an inspection a couple months prior, and maybe that business sold into somebody new, same type of business or whatever, but it still does initiate that I need to go in and do a fire inspection, and that's really kind of part of the process for them to get occupancy.
Okay, great. We could probably talk about that a long time, but it's also a very special week this week. It's National Fire Prevention Week. Do you want to touch on that?
Correct. This year, Fire Prevention Week is October 9th through the 15th, and it's about this time every year, and this year it's actually the 100th year anniversary. Fire Prevention Week was established back in 1922, so they've been doing this for 100 years. NFPA, which is the National Fire Protection Agency, and they have a theme every year, and this year it's Fire Won't Wait, Plan Your Escape. So the Mauston Fire Department every year during Fire Prevention Week, we go out to the schools and we do a fire drill with our schools. We will sit and talk with the little kids about fire safety, and we usually have some handouts that we hand out as well. And then some of our other kids, maybe daycare or Head Start, sometimes they come to the fire station and we do like a little tour and a little fire safety plan for them here at the station, and they seem to enjoy that.
Nice. Yeah, the little kids always like to see the trucks come out and
they do
get a chance to
they do.
Hear the sirens and look at the lights.
They like the big red trucks for sure. So
okay, so National Fire Prevention Week
Yep.
this week and 100th anniversary. That's fantastic.
Yep, that's what we got going on, and I just want to mention that when it comes to fire prevention and fire inspection, if anybody ever has a call or a question, please feel free to give us a call here at the fire station. And somebody's not always here, but either the chief or myself will get back to somebody as soon as we can and try to help them out with whatever we can do.
Okay.
So,
Great. Thanks, Chris.
thank you.
Well, I think that's a wrap. Thanks for joining us, and make sure to sign in for the next edition of the Mauston Minute. And if you like what you're seeing, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.